Have you ever felt scared to speak English? Have you ever made a mistake and people laughed at you? I know that pain because I lived it. But I also discovered a way to turn those fears into confidence. Today, I want to share with you my journey. How I went from a shy student who was afraid of English to someone who can speak with courage and joy. This is not just my story. It can be your story too. Stay with me until the end, and you will see that if I can learn English, you can too. When I was a child, English felt like a mountain that I could never climb. Every time my teacher asked me to read a sentence, my heart beat fast. I often mispronounced words, and my classmates laughed. I wanted to disappear. I felt small, shy, and afraid. Sometimes I even thought, maybe English is not for me. But deep inside, I had a dream. I wanted to travel the world, talk with people from different countries, and understand movies and books in English. This dream stayed in my heart like a quiet fire, waiting for the right moment. The turning point came in middle school. One day, our English teacher told us a story about her own struggle with English when she was young. She said, "Mistakes are not failures. Mistakes are proof that you are learning." Those words touched me deeply. For the first time, I felt hope. If she could do it, maybe I could too. Another turning point happened when I discovered an English children's book in the library. The book had colorful pictures and very simple sentences. I read slowly, sometimes with a dictionary, sometimes guessing the meaning. But when I finished the book, I felt like I had climbed a small hill. It gave me confidence to try another, and then another. I began to change my habits step by step. First, I promised myself to read a few pages in English every day. Sometimes I read fairy tales, sometimes short news articles. At first it was difficult. I understood only half the words. But slowly, the half became 3/4, and soon almost everything made sense. Second, I started a diary in English. My sentences were short and full of mistakes. Today, I go school. I play with friend. But writing every day helped me see my progress. Later, when I looked back at old pages, I smiled at how far I had come. Third, I practiced listening. I watched English cartoons with subtitles. I repeated the lines like an actor, even if I sounded funny. Later, I moved to short YouTube videos and podcasts. At first, the voices felt too fast, but little by little, my ears learned the rhythm of the language. Fourth, I began to speak. This was the hardest step. I was so afraid of making mistakes. Once, when I tried to order in English at a restaurant, the waiter corrected my pronunciation and I felt embarrassed. Another time, my friends laughed when I said a word incorrectly. Those moments hurt, and for a while I wanted to quit. But I remembered my teacher's words. Mistakes are proof that you are learning. So instead of hiding, I pushed myself to speak more. I joined a small English club at school where we practiced dialogues and games. We encouraged each other. The laughter turned from mocking to friendly. Fifth, I made English part of my daily life. I changed the language on my phone to English. I wrote my shopping list in English. I listened to English songs and tried to sing along. I watched movies with English subtitles and paused to repeat the lines. Slowly, English became not just a subject, but a friend that stayed with me all day. Of course, there were times of frustration. Once I failed an English test even after weeks of study. I cried in my room and thought of giving up. But then I remembered why I started. My dream of connecting with the world. The next day, I studied harder, reviewed my mistakes, and promised myself never to stop trying. Over the years, these small steps built a strong foundation. Reading gave me vocabulary. Writing gave me clarity. Listening trained my ears. Speaking gave me courage. Bit by bit, my fear disappeared and my confidence grew. Now, when I think about my journey, I realize that learning English was not just about grammar or vocabulary. It was about patience, courage, and never giving up. Every mistake taught me something. Every small success gave me energy to keep going. To anyone who is learning English now, I want to say, your journey may be difficult, but it is possible. Do not be ashamed of mistakes. They are your teachers. Make English part of your life every day, even in small ways. Read, write, listen, speak. Celebrate progress, no matter how small. If I can learn English, you can too. Never give up.